So for this video, we're gonna do something different. We're outside, obviously, and if my girlfriend camera person follows me over here, what we have here is something that has been never seen before on my channel. This right here is called grass. I'm touching the grass. But no, seriously, what we're actually doing today is kind of a different video because I felt like doing something outside. I have these kind of cables here, if that focuses on those. These are some USB-C interconnect cables, and we're gonna kind of do like a little video kind of showing how these are done. So if we kind of like walk over here, I may or may not actually do the whole walk over here because that's gonna take time. So the next setup, you're probably gonna see me on that table over there showing stuff. So here we are on my picnic table setup here. We kind of have everything we need for this, but if you come in here, the first thing I want to talk about here is actually the connectors, which of course are available on the repo to download. So what we have here are two different types of connectors that I kind of designed. We have this one here, if that focuses on it. This is for a USB-A port. And then we also have this one for USB-C. So basically what these are just housers for the connectors, and a lot of the connectors will actually come with this already. So if you come in again here, this video is going to be a little different than usual. These are the connectors. Like we have a USB-A port right here, and then we have a USB-C, if I can grab this one out. So these are what you can kind of buy. I will link these down below so you can see how those look. And these do actually kind of come already with the housings for them. But the reason that we're going to rehouse these into the 3D printed ones is that we can actually color match them to our build. So specifically the pink here I'm actually doing for my newest build. So the first thing we actually have to do though is not with those connectors in particular. It has to do with this here, which is of course just some wire. This is specifically 30 gauge silicone wire, and that is very important that it's silicone wire because it's going to actually allow us to kind of twist it together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab out a length of 4 wires here because we need 4 because it is USB. So that's data minus, data plus, and there's a voltage and a ground. And then I'm going to kind of just twist these together. I can't really explain how that's done. You kind of just do it. I mean, you take the wire and twist it, but there are ways you can kind of hold it better to twist it more accurately so it doesn't really twist on itself. But I'm just going to kind of time lapse through twisting that, and then we can talk about the next step that kind of starts to clean up the wire. So yeah, you just saw the time lapse of me doing something really complicated. So if you come on in here, what you can see is that we basically took the wire. So we have the wire here. We took the 4 silicone wires, twisted them together, and then surrounded them in this heat shrink tubing here. Now that heat shrink tubing specifically is this stuff right here. It has a 3.5 millimeter inner diameter, and then it shrinks down onto it. Just so you know, this is also not the marine heat shrink that I use on my hand wire builds. It doesn't have the glue in it. So that's kind of important for this in order to keep this wire kind of flexible. Now what we're gonna do at this point is the pretty much only other step to this. It's very simple at this point. So if you come on in again, what we have is our housings, of course. We're going to take the little cable, we can kind of slip it through the USB-C side here, through there, and then what we'll get is we have it through the housing as you'd expect. And then we have our 4 little cables there. You're basically just going to solder those on at this point to your little connector here. So we have this right here, which is the connector. You're going to want to go white to data plus, green to data minus, and then red to voltage, and then black to ground. You don't have to get it exactly like that, but that's pretty much what the USB spec is. So that's what I recommend doing. Just as long as they match on both ends of the connector, it will work flawlessly. Now there is a note about this I do want to make, is that if you make a USB-C to USB-C cable, data and power will not work on that. It will be only useful for stuff like interconnects on split keyboards. But if you actually use this connector here, so the USB-A side, then you'll be able to get data and power through it if you wanted to. Basically, it's just kind of how USB-C works with the CC1 and CC2 pins that negotiate kind of power and data transfer. So just kind of a side note there. There are ways around it, but for this video's purpose, we're just talking about USB-C to USB-C for interconnects on like split keyboards, and then USB-A would be for like another actual normal cable, like this one here. So this one does actually work. This one's an interconnect. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to time lapse through. I'm basically going to just solder these onto the 2 connectors, and then I'll talk about how you kind of assemble it because you just need a little bit of super glue. And yeah, I'll be back after that. So we moved the table because the sun was blaring right here. It's like almost 7 at night, so I don't have much more time here. But if you come on in here, what we can see now is that we have both ends kind of soldered on there, so you can see those are connected. Now, yet again, I do want to mention how important it is that you get the things exactly on each the same. So that means voltage to voltage, ground to ground, data minus and data plus to each data minus and data plus. But what we want to do now is if we actually come in again here, we're going to actually assemble these, and it's not rocket science here. It's pretty simple. We have these little collars here, which basically you want to take those and slide it onto the USB-C side here, so on there. And I do like to kind of do this before often. I just did it this time, so it's just kind of easier to not break your wires if you do that. So if you do it afterwards, you want to be careful not to rip these off. We want to take this and kind of push it all the way down there. So it'll kind of bottom out on the bottom there, and then that's pretty much that. And all you do is kind of glue this into here. So you'll pull this down, you'll put some super glue into there, connect them together, and that's basically the symbol of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through, I'm going to do the time lapse of that, and then we'll talk about the cable after, because it's not really much left now. So I'm going to just assemble these. Oh,
good job. Good job.
I managed to clip the top off my super glue here. I got it on my hands, and I don't have a way to clean that off right now. There's no acetone or anything out in the middle of the part here. But I'm just going to assemble these. So we're just going to get some close-ups now instead of a time lapse of just kind of assembling it. When you're working with super glue, safety first, I guess, to not glue your hands. Anyway. What we can see is that we now have this beautiful little about 6-inch cable here. I do like to measure these two, so a side note, I bring a ruler and kind of measure the cable so it's like a good length there. But what we have is a beautiful little USB-C interconnect cable here. Now remember, I say interconnect cable because this will not work for data or power. It will strictly work for connecting two halves of a split keyboard. It's basically going to pass these lines just straight across there. But if you did want to build one of those, I do have these on my repo, like I mentioned, the USB-A ones. This doesn't require any like negotiation or anything. It just kind of works. So if you put this on one end and USB-C on the other, it will work just fine. And then also with these, I want to mention how you assemble them. It's a little bit different than the USB-C. So there's this part here, which is like a little housing thing. So you can kind of take your USB-C here, and the spec for USB-A is actually 12 millimeters. So that protrudes 12 millimeters into there. And then you can glue this part into this half. So you can kind of see how that works, is that it will get it the perfect length. So when you pull it out, it's a perfect USB-A. But with that, that's pretty much the entire little build of this. I think it was pretty explanatory here. It's not a very complicated thing, especially with kind of the way I made these housings. Are pretty simple to work with. But if you have questions, my Discord will be linked down below and probably on the screen right now. And yeah, we're in a park for this video. So interesting new thing. Let me know if you like the format. I don't know. But anyway, I got to clean up my mess now. And yeah, that's what I got. So I'll see you guys next time.